Good morning, friends. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Friday and happy story time with Miss Caroline in the Ellsworth Public Library. Oh, wait a minute. What was that? I just saw a flash. Maybe it was a cardinal flitting outside in the snow. Or maybe it was a fire truck driving down my street. Or maybe it was someone walking by in a jacket or a special hat. Do you know what color all of those things have in common? A cardinal, which is a songbird, a fire truck, my jacket. Can you tell me what color those are? That's right, red! And our story time today is all about the color red. And in our first story, I need some help. So, if you happen to have a book near you, it can be any book, because we just need a physical book. But if you don't have one, I know that all of you have amazing imaginations, and you can pretend to hold a book. Can you do that for me? So either grab a book, any book, or pretend and use that really good imagination to be holding a book. And in my first story today, I have a little red friend who needs help. So I'm going to need you to help me and him, or her, them, with some actions. Okay? So, do you have your book or your imaginary book that I know is just as powerful as a regular book? This is Tap to Play by Selena Yoon. So this is where we need your help with our actions. My little red friend is asleep. We need to tap and wake them up to play. Did you tap your book? Hi, I'm Blip. I need to reach that bar to win the game. Can you help me? How do I get from here to there? If I win, I get a surprise. Are you ready to help Blip with your book? I've got it. I'll bounce up. Could you shake the book so I can bounce? Go ahead, shake. I bleep under stress. All right, let's shake. Let's get our Blip bouncing. Not so fast. Bleep. Bounce it slower, please. Can you bounce slower this time? Bounce your book. That's better, but I feel dizzy now. How about turning me over and I'll aim for the bar? Are you ready? Can you turn your book with me? Can we turn them over? Turn your book over. See if we can get Blip up to the bar. That didn't work. Bleep. Could you stand the book up straight? I need to get down. All right, let's help Blip down. Bleep. Ooh. Maybe you can tilt me to the right. Let's tilt Blip. See if we can help slide them down here. Whoa, too far. Tilt me to the left. Back. Oh, no more tilting. I need a fresh start. Tap me twice and shout, Blip. All right, so let's tap Blip. 1, 2, Blip. Splat. Ouch, not that hard. Tap me twice again, gently this time, and whisper, Blip. All right, Ready? Let's tap twice, really gentle. 1, 2, blip. Oh, there. That did the trick. What? Why are you laughing at me? Aha, very funny. If you tickle my foot, my head will grow back. All right, let's tickle Blip. Tickle Blip, tickle, tickle, tickle. It worked. But I still need to win the game before time is up. Look at our bar, it's getting shorter. Let's help Blip. If I could grow bigger, I might be able to reach the bar. Will you help me grow? Just fill up your mouth with air and hold it. All right, deep breath and hold it. Blow out. Bleep, now I'm too big. Blow out, blow out. Now, tap my shadow to get me back in position. I know I have the perfect idea. Could you flap the book closed and open as fast as you can? Hurry! Let's flap, flap, flap. Let's fly Blip up to our bar. Flap, 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 flap. Hey, it's working. Keep flapping. Flap your books or your hands. Good job. We won the game. But what's that? It's my surprise. Can you knock on the door and open it slowly? Open it slow. What do you see? A new friend. Do you want to play? Yes. Thank you so much for helping me and Blip win the game. How did you do? Thank you so much. Red is a stop sign. Red is a rose. Red is an apple and a funny clown's nose. R-E-D, R-E-D. Red is the word. Red is the word. Apples and strawberries both are red. Tomatoes and cherries both are red. R-E-D spells red. Red, red, red. You want to try that one with me one more time? R-E-D, red. R-E-D, R-E-D. Red is the word. Red is the word. Apples and strawberries both are red. Tomatoes and cherries are both are red. R-E-D spells red. Red, red, red. Time for our next story. Can you look around where you're sitting and take a deep breath and see if you can find something red in the room where you are? And then we're going to think about the color red while we read The Little Red Fort by Brenda Mayer, pictures by Sonia Sanchez. The Little Red Fort, published by Scholastic. One day, she found some old boards. "Who wants to help me build something?" she asked her brothers. Oscar Lee pretended not to hear. Rodrigo gave her a look that could melt popsicles. Jose almost fell off the fence. "You don't know how to build anything," they said. Ruby shrugged. "Then I'll learn." And she did. "Who wants to help me draw the plans?" Ruby asked. The boys clutched their sides and howled with laughter. Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll draw them myself. And she did. Do you think you can help me watch for the words, and she did, and say them with me? I think that's going to repeat in this story. Satisfied with her plans, Ruby asked, Who wants to help me gather the supplies? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll gather them myself. Say it with me. And she did. When all the supplies were gathered, Ruby asked, Who wants to help me cut the boards? Not me, said Oscar Lee. What does Rodrigo say? I don't think so, said Rodrigo. What about Jose? He says, No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll cut them myself. Say it with me. And she did. When all the boards were neatly cut, Ruby sang, Who wants to help me hammer in the nails? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll hammer them myself. Say it with me. And she did. Soon Ruby's creation was complete. Who wants to play in my fort? She called. Me, said Oscar Lee. Let's go, said Rodrigo. I'll play, said Jose. I'm not busy anymore. But how do you think Ruby feels after doing all that work? Not so fast, said Ruby. You didn't help me draw the plans, or gather the supplies, or cut the boards, or hammer the nails. You said I didn't know how to build, and you laughed at me. I'm going to play in the fort by myself. Say it with me. And she did. We didn't want to play anyway, the boys said. But they did. So they huddled, whispered, and got straight to work. Oscar Lee made a mailbox. Rodrigo planted flowers. Jose painted the fort, fire engine red. Ruby was delighted. That evening, the boys followed a delicious aroma to a fort warming party. Who wants to help me clean this plate? Ruby asked. We do, said the boys. And they did. The end. And I have a challenge for you today to build your own fort. Maybe it's a sofa fort, a kitchen chair fort with blankets, a snow fort outside. It's going to be much nicer this weekend, so get out there and enjoy it. Or a bunk bed fort, if you have bunk beds. And did you know that our heroine in this story, Ruby, her name, Ruby, is a color of red, or a shade of red. Isn't that neat that the author chose her name that way? For those adults that were listening, or for those of you that are a little bit older and have heard the story of the Little Red Hen, this book is a take on the Little Red Hen, who was making food and nobody wanted to help the Little Red Hen get all the ingredients for bread, and she ended up having to decide whether to share or not, just like Ruby. have 5 fingers. Can you hold them up for me? And we are going to have a little bit of a finger play about 5 red ladybugs. 5 red ladybugs climbing up a door. 1 flew away, and then there were 4. 4 red, let's say red because we're doing red today. 4 red ladybugs sitting on a tree. 1 flew away, and then there were 3. 3 red ladybugs landed on a shoe. 1 flew away, and then there were 2. 2 red ladybugs looking for some fun. 1 flew away, and then there was 1. 1 red ladybug sitting in the sun. I'm trying to put the sun in there. Here we go. She flew away, and then there were none. Goodbye, red ladybugs. I hope it won't be too long and we'll be able to see ladybugs outside again. Those helpful little bugs in our gardens, right? Since we are looking for things that are red, those of you who maybe picked up a Storytime Grab and Go kit have a red scavenger hunt that I put together that you can do at home, inside, outside, all over your house. And if you didn't get a Storytime kit and would like a red scavenger hunt, there are some printed out and on the Grab and Go cart in the back hallway of the library, which is open during our open hours for our doorside pickup. And real quick, while we're talking about the library, we are now open by appointment. So you can call the library and schedule a 30-minute appointment to come in and browse the shelves. You can use the computer or print and fax if you need some help with that and want to talk to the librarian rather than do the transaction through the door. We can do that as well. The 30-minute appointments are for households. So if you are a family or a couple or a household that might be maybe not a traditional family, but a group that lives together, and you want to come in together, that is perfectly fine. We just want it to be in that kind of who you live with, that core household. So call the library for more details. Masks are required, and we don't have a lot of furniture out. The children's area doesn't have their toys and that kind of thing out, but it might still be fun to come in and pick out your own books. So, red colors all around us. And this is to give you some ideas about what you might be able to find in your own red scavenger hunt. This is by Danielle Nunn, published by Raintree. And remember, when we read nonfiction books like this one, which is about facts, about real things in the world, we often have a table of contents so we can find different information that we want to know. So we have red all around us, let's get dressed, walking home, let's go to the park, what's for dinner, time for bed, what else is red? And a color challenge. Red all around us. Let's look for colors. It's time to play. How many red things can you find today? How many of the red things in this picture can you name? Do you know what all of those red things are in these pictures? I see shoes and a mushroom. What do you see? Let's get dressed. What about your clothes? Your socks or your skirt? You could choose red pants or a red t-shirt. Do you have a lot of red clothes? My oldest son's favorite color growing up was red, so he had a lot of red clothes. Let's go to the park. What can you see? Is that a red robin sitting in the tree? Chirp, chirp. probably soon be seeing robins around. Spring is coming. Look at all the flowers in this flower bed. So many pretty flowers in different shades of red. Can't wait for flowers either. Walking home. On your way home, can you hear something noisy rush past? A red fire engine. Woo, 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 woo. It's going really fast. Do any of you have a red car that you drive in? I used to have a red car. What about this traffic light? What colors does it show? If it's red, then you must stop. But if it's green, you go. What other signs do we have when we're driving that we have to obey that are red? Can you think of one? What's for dinner? Now it's time for dinner. What's that on your plate? Red peppers and tomatoes. Red food is really great. For dessert, what would you like to eat? Red apples or some cherries? Watermelon is also red, and so are sweet strawberries. Which of these fruits and vegetables are your favorites that are red? I like strawberries. Or raspberries. Time for bed. The sun is setting in the sky. The sky has turned bright red. Soon it will be dark, so it's time to go to bed. Sometimes the sky does get really red at sunset, doesn't it? What else is red? It has been a busy day. Can you think of anything else that is red? What red things do you see here? Challenge yourself today and look around your house or outside. It's not super colorful outside right now with winter, but sometimes you can still find colorful things if you look closely. Once there was a little girl, and her name was Little Red. She set off to her grandma's house, for Gram was sick in bed. She wandered through the forest with her basket full of bread. She ran into the big bad wolf. "Where are you going?" he said. "I'm headed to my grandma's house." "Can't stop to talk," said Red. The sneaky wolf, he made a plan, and then away he sped. When Red got to her grandma's house, she saw her there in bed. "Oh, what big eyes and ears and teeth you have upon your head!" "The better to eat you with, my dear," the hungry wolf just said. "Please don't eat me," said Little Red. "Just eat my bread instead." There's some really fun takes on Little Red Riding Hood at the library, which is another fun red story, along with the Red Hen. I read one called Little Red Sheep, which was a sheep as Little Red Riding Hood. And there is one called Red, which is about our Little Red being a strong, brave girl. So make sure you check out all kinds of what books we have at the library about the color red. And before I go today, I wanted to show you our craft that was in our Storytime Grab and Go kits that is really easy for you to make at home. All you need is a cup, and of course I used red cups for our kits because we were doing the color red, but you could use any sort of disposable cup. I think plastic works better, but you can use paper ones too. And then you need some sort of string or yarn. You see that? And then we have a paper clip up here so that the yarn doesn't pull through. It just helps keep the yarn from pulling through, yeah. And you just poke a hole at the top of your cup and you string the thread through and then put that paper clip there. So you've got this. And you can have fun with your cup as well, and make it into whatever you might like. I put in an example where you Could maybe make it into a red bird. Sorry, I'm dropping all my stuff here today and having trouble with my glue. But I will get it. We'll get on track here. So we could take our cup, we could give it a beak. You could take some black and white paper and give it some eyes. You could give it a red wattle, like a rooster if you wanted to. So I'm not going to go through and decorate my cup, but then the fun part is if you get a little bit of a sponge or a damp paper towel. I'm going to get mine a little bit wet, kind of has dried out a little bit since I've been sitting here reading with you. And we can turn our cup into a clucking or chirping turkey or a clucking bird. So you take your wet paper towel or your damp sponge and you wrap it around that string or yarn and you pull, kind of in a jerking motion like this. Whoops. Holding on too tight. Let me try this. Sometimes it takes a little practice to get started, but once you get it, it's really cool. So here we go. Sounds like a turkey, doesn't it? Or a chicken. So have fun making your noisy cup bird, and have a really wonderful weekend. Like I said, the weather is supposed to turn around, so we should be able to get outside again. I've been missing that. And our February is almost over, but there is still time if you would like to get in on our Frozen February fun. If you are here at Storytime and you mark either on a paper log, which are also in our back hallway, or using our Beanstack, either on your computer or on an app on your phone, if you log that you, or if you sign in and register, and you log that you were at Storytime today, your name gets put into our drawing for our prize baskets. If you need some help getting started on Beanstack, let me know, and watch our Facebook page early next week. We're going to have some last minute tutorials on how to get in on Beanstack on your phone or your computer so that more people can join us. We have over 100 people already, so why not join the fun? We also have exciting news at the library. We have a building project happening, so we are looking forward to having a bigger library space for our community. You can find out more about that on our website, or please find the Friends of the Ellsworth Public Library. They have a new website, and they also have a new Facebook page, or they have an improved Facebook page. They've had a Facebook page for a while, but if you haven't liked them on Facebook yet and you are on Facebook, please do so. They will be a great group to follow to see the progress of our fundraising efforts and updates on that building project. Of course, you can also get them from the library as well on our website. And if you are interested in donating, you can find that information on our website or the Friends of the Library as well. We have lots of fun things planned in March, so look for our March calendar to appear next week as well. And we have quite a few offerings actually for adults. We have a gardening series coming up and a trivia night. We will have our monthly teen night, which is a talent share this month for Youth Art Month, so please check into that. We would love to see your talents. And I just want to say that every one of you has a talent. It doesn't have to be singing or dancing or entertaining. Maybe it is something you can do with your fingers. Maybe you're really good at shadow puppets. Maybe you're really good at memorizing things, so you could read us a poem. Or maybe you write poetry and you want to share that with us. So that's our teen event. And then we will have our story times every Friday, just like we are here on Facebook. But our PJ story time, which is the second Thursday of the month at 6:30 on Zoom, so I get to actually see your faces. We are going to have our friends from Ugly Dog Therapy, Jenny and Earl and Albert. joining us on Zoom for our PJ Storytime next month, because it is Pause to Read Month, which is all about reading and our furry friends, and reading with or to our furry friends. So please think about joining us if you are able. All right, that's all from me for today. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the warmer temperatures that are coming. And I will see you next time.